Hello students, today we'll continue with the wait system call. So what do you mean by the wait system call? Here I have written it is waiting for the process termination. It means what? The parent process will wait for the child to exit, or the parent process will wait for the child to terminate. So you see this C example where we have done the fork system call. If fork is equal to 0 means the child process will execute. Else means else part will be executed by the parent process. Here the output will be high and then by only. Why? Because even we do not know who will be scheduled first. So if the child has been scheduled first, um, it will print f high, and then the parent will be scheduled. That is fine. But if parent is been scheduled first, it waits for 5 seconds. During that 5 seconds, it is sure that the CPU will be given to the child process. So the the first high will be printed, and then only by will be printed. So in the either cases, even if the parent is executed first or the child is been executed first, the output will be high and by only. So the wait system call here is that it is waiting for the child process to exit. So it is waiting for the child process to exit. Now, if you have taken the same example without the wait system call, then the output can be high by or it can be by high also. You verify it. Once again, I'll repeat. If you are calling without the wait system call, the output of this can be high by or it can be by high also. So we will continue with this only, the wait one. Here the parent will wait for the child to exit. Wait can be used only by the parent process. So the wait system call cannot be used by the child process. It has to be used by the parent process. Now we will continue. So waiting for the process termination. Parent waits for the child to exit or terminate using the wait system call. The syntax is PID is equal to wait stat address, where PID is equal to the process ID of the zombie process. You may not understand now. We will see with an example, then you will understand. PID is equal to process ID of the zombie process. Stat address means the address of an int where the exit status code of the child is being stored. So let us see the example and then we will understand the return value. Example, along whatever is the syntax, I like that only I have taken the same example. X is equal to wait and Y. Now what do you mean by this one? First is A is the parent. A has created a child process B. So A has created a child process B. If child calls the exit, it can be exit 1. So the child sends the death of the child signal to A. Child sends the death of the child signal to A along with the exit status code also. So what value does the wait return? The wait returns actually the two values. So see here, the PID of the child process is 51. So 51 is returned to X. So this 51 is returned to this X. So X is 51. Then exit status code. This is the stack address. Exit status code is 1 is returned to Y. So Y is equal to means. So, Y is equal to 1. It means what? Child exits with the exit status code of 1. So whatever is the exit status code, that is 1 or 0 or whatever the integer number it can be, it will return to this Y. So the wait system call returns two values. PID is equal to wait stat address, where PID is what? The process ID of a zombie child. Means what? If B exits, it becomes zombie. So whatever is the process ID of B, that will be returned to the PID. Then the child will have some reason why it is exiting. Whatever is the reason, it will send it to the parent. So if B exits, the exit status code is 1. So for it is an abnormal termination. So it sends the reason to the parent. So 1 is the exit status code, and this exit status code is written in this stack address. Once again, I'll repeat that wait returns two values. So the first value it returns is it returns the child ID, that is the process ID of the zombie child. Then the second it returns is the address where the exit status code of the child is stored. So for what reason it has exited, what is the status code of that one? It is 1. So 1 will be returned as an stack address. So this is the wait system call. Now algorithm for the wait system call. It is there in page number 215. So you can refer the back book for this algorithm wait. So the input will be what? The address of the variable to store the status of the exit process. So we have what wait, and you will give the stack address. So address of the variable where you want to store the status of the exit process means what? Exit 1 if you have written the child. So the child exits with the value of exit status code is 1. So after it returns 1, it should be stored in which address? That is the stack address. This is the input given to the uh, wait system call. What is the output? The output is the child ID and the child exit code. Just now I was telling you the child process ID was 51 and the exit status code was 1. This is the output what you will get. So you go inside. If the waiting process has no child process, then return error. So what do you mean by this? Always the wait system call waits for the wait system call waits for the child process to exit. Child process to exit means what? So in this case, the child process to exit means it returns an error. Means if you do not have any, if the process does not have any child, then it has to return error. It has to have some children, then only it can send the exit status code. So if the waiting process has no children, so if there is process A is the parent and if it has no children, so return error. For an infinite loop until from the inside loop. It is an infinite loop. So in this case, if the waiting process has zombie children, think that process A has 3 children, B, C and D, and none of the processes have been exited, then that is B, C and D have not been exited. So this will be false. If the waiting process has zombie child, still there is no zombie child, means any of the children have not been exited. So this if will become false. If the process has no children, return error. So the process has children. So we will go to this sleep at an interruptible priority. So the process, the waiting process will be sleeping for an event that the child process exits. So it will be sleeping. So eventually when the child process exits, like B, C and D, if C exits, it will interrupt the sleeping process, that is the wait process. It will wake up and tell that it will wake up and it will send the death of the child signal to the waiting process. Then it will wake up and it will handle that signal. When it is handling the signal, it will again repeat the while loop. If the waiting process has the zombie children, yes, now there is an zombie children, because the C has exited, it has become zombie. So pick up the arbitrary zombie child, like we will pick up C, add the child CPU usage to the parent. Means what? The child process which has exited, it has used the CPU either in the user mode or in the kernel mode, accumulate all that statistics and return to the parent. Next is it will free the child process table entry. That is, I had told that process table entry, in that the child there is an entry in the process table for every child. that we should who is responsible to free it. The parent is responsible to free it. Then at the last it will be returning the child ID and the child exit status code. Means the C process has exited. What is the process ID of the C that will be exited? Like in the before example, we saw that it is 51. So 51 can be the child ID and it will be returned. Next one is the exit status code. Exit status code means for which, what is the reason it has been exited. The reason is that it has exited normally or abnormally, whatever it is. So that exit status code, either 0, 1 or any integer value can be returned. So this is how it will be working. So once again, I'll repeat, like whenever the child whenever the child, like we will begin the algorithm. If the waiting process has no child process, then it will return error, because the wait system call, the main reason is it is waiting for the child to exit. It has a child, then only the wait system call will run. So infinite loop, assume that the process A has three children, B, C and D. So B, C and D are the children, none have been exited. So if the waiting process, that is the parent process A, has it got a zombie child at now? No. So this will be false. So if the process has no children, this also is false. So the parent process is sleeping at an interruptible priority, that is for the event child process exits. Means what, it is sleeping for the event that the child process will become exit. Eventually, when the B, C and D, that is the children process, assume that C will exit. So it will send death of the child signal to the parent. So it will wake up the parent process. It will wake up the parent process, and the parent will get an signal from the child, that an death of the child signal it will be getting. It has to handle that signal. So it will wake up and it will begin this for loop. It will begin the for loop. If waiting process has a zombie child, yes, in this case it will become true now. Why? Because C has exited. So it has one child which has exited. So pick up arbitrary zombie child. Like it will take the child C, add all the CPU usage to the parent. Means C has used some CPU, add that usage to the parent process. Free the child process table entry. So you know that associated with every process, there is an entry in the process table entry. So when the child has exited now, it should be removed from the process table. So free the child process table entry. Return the child ID and the exit status code. As I had told you before, that the wait system call, it returns two value. The process C has exited. What is the PID of the child process, that it will return? And child ID means the process ID of the child which is exited, and the child exit status code. Its meaning is what reason it has exited. It has exited either for two reasons, that is normal termination and abnormal termination. So it will return either 0 or 1. So it returns two values, that is the PID of the child, and it will also return the exit status code. Thank you.